tonight we race. We race.
We race.
We race.
Off they go, exiting the pit stop for their lone qualifier. It wasn't my intent to put this race at night. That just seems to be how the natural flow of time works.
It's interesting, as they were warming up and getting prepped, the sun was setting. It wasn't starting at night, but it is night.
I feel like there was some sort of weird time acceleration thing going on here, because I find it difficult to believe that the sun set entirely in the 1 hour of the practice session setup.
Oh, yes, indeed. Something that you can't really see on the stream, but is kind of funny to look at the pods, is the side views on the pods are very dark.
Oh yeah, it's like they only have one monitor tonight because there's nothing lit out, nothing lit outside the view of their headlights. Oops. Checking in on Shote's night drive.
Green, green, green. Good luck.
Let's go. Everybody have terrible luck but me, please.
Here comes the hot
No
lap.
AI to
Space
blame
Punies,
for your
also from the
bad lap
Tuesday
time.
crew, going through.
Oh, weird. I didn't.
You guys aren't racing with AI
Goals
right now?
exclusive to the Wednesday crew,
No.
catching a little corner there. And finally, Conan representing Flak Pack in his purple color sweatshirt, which I appreciate.
What if our first lap's invalid?
Let's bring the house
What
environment
if our
up
second and
another
fourth
notch.
laps are also invalid?
Is that a problem, or is it gonna be fine?
Is this
A little
open
more.
quali or only
There
got
we
2
go.
laps?
Get a little color on everybody.
5 minutes, I think. So
Should have enough time for
Okay,
5
1
laps.
minute and 30 lap time.
I see that some of our drivers have chosen to add their splits on. They may be taking it seriously.
Yes. This is perhaps really great for their morale,
Oh,
or
no,
maybe
it's-
not.
that checker's
depending
already
on how
out.
they're taking those corners.
It's fast. 1 lap.
My personal favorite about the cold open race is that every new car we do induces a completely different profile of bullshit vibration in our pods.
Yes. We can hear the reassuring rumbling behind us.
All right. Wow. I got a 101.
It's like that was
Very happy
everybody's
with that.
quali right
I
there
did
before they
113.
run into the
What'd
cold
you do?
open. How are we doing?
1019.
Looks like our humans are a little clustered.
Get
A little
behind
clustered
me,
towards the
nerd.
rear here.
I did an invalid lap.
Yeah, I did a 114 invalid. So I think
Yeah, I invalidated
Pods
as well.
3-4, then 2-1,
All
then our
right.
remote
Well,
racers.
we still have a race at the back.
Yep.
Those are very respectable
How many
times for
times
this
do you
track.
think we're going to get lapped here?
Are they? Let's
Just right around
okay,
the
yeah,
100 mark.
58-1 through.
It's
At
like
least one.
a 15-minute race, so
Accounting for spins, let's say twice.
Yeah, I think I can be down 2 laps by the end of this race. I'm an optimist.
Our last human
Hey, I did a
taking advantage
107.
of all of his slack time there. Goals, eventually they like come out and serve you papers. You have to get out of the car.
Fine.
Remember, this is a country club. We don't belong
You
here.
know, 101, 157.
101, 157 would have put you like fastest
No.
humans.
30
Yeah,
minutes
well, I don't
technically
know.
remaining
Maybe-
on the clock.
Actually, I don't know.
30 minutes.
I-
30
I
seconds
went
remaining
backwards,
on the
too.
clock technically,
No,
so
yeah,
that the
back-
AIs can
I
finish
don't know how to read
their
friggin'
qualifier lap.
this thing. Maybe
Looks
that's
like
my fault.
from the front of the AIs to the front of the humans, we're looking at about a 3-second gap, which on a 1-minute track, that's a lot.
Oh,
Yeah,
you can.
It's a lot. They're gonna be fighting.
Wow,
Fighting for
you
this.
can actually.
We're gonna be a back marker to the AI.
I'm so looking forward to just getting pitted off by some super egregious AI bullshit.
It's totally gonna happen.
The goal is not to beat
Wait,
the
4
AI. The
of
goal
us
is to
didn't set a
prevent them
valid
from
lap.
lapping you.
Listen.
They are very much moving obstacles.
You are not chasing. You are preventing.
Do we have rolling starts?
Time to grid up, boys.
We like doing rolling start on Wednesday night because at
looks
least
like
one
it.
person is guaranteed to blow it.
Keeps things
I'm
interesting.
not in it. It's saying it doesn't detect my fucking steering wheel.
We are running a full pack of AI cars.
But it's working.
We have discovered that they
it's just
they
it's
do
just
not
telling you
respect
lies.
the
Good
line.
news, it's the cold open.
They
so
will
it's not
continue
for
going.
anything. That's
Well, they
the
respect
fun
their
news.
line. They just don't respect your entry or exit from the
What are we
line.
fundraising
There you go.
for?
Yes.
Me to,
I mean,
One, two, green.
Too hard
One,
fire,
two,
yeah.
green.
If you bounce your car off the rev limiter the whole time, your oil comes up to temp faster.
Twindigo, they just finished their quali. They got their grid placement, which for the record,
Brett is still
everybody
struggling
at the back of the
drivers.
grid, and they are
says-
waiting for, I guess,
I'll just
what, the AI to grid in before the race starts? What's actually going on over here?
like, I played the whole game, and then it comes in, it says configure.
Ah, we had
Or
a,
after
we had
I
a
exit.
disconnection. It looks like we lost one of the remotes.
No, you really can get your.
Yeah,
you can get your temps up by just holding the throttle down.
Yeah, you absolutely can.
Did the internet explode?
Getting the water temp
Here
warning
comes
now.
our rolling start. Yeah, well, that's good. You're already getting your water temp.
Oil temp is high.
Was the system
right,
kind
got
enough to
Carl
pull his
warmed up.
car off the track?
Oh, there's going to be so many opportunities for the AI to pit maneuver people during this warm-up lap.
The goal of the rolling start lap is to simply survive.
I thought the goal of a rolling start lap was to prevent everyone from killing themselves in turn one. I guess it just provides opportunities to kill yourself before turn one.
I think that's
Well, and also you can just kill yourself going faster because you didn't have to start from a standstill.
Some good looking liveries out there. Is the night getting darker?
Are we green light yet? Oh my god, there we go.
Oh, that was quick.
Off they go. Where is my drama bomb? My drama bomb's going to be pod 4. Taking one on the inside right now. AI actually giving it up. Look at that.
I am surprised.
Conan trading a
Who's
little
on the
paint for his
right?
interior position there.
But his car is still facing the right direction, so
Like,
it seems fine.
I like that our humans frequently complain about the AI
it's
drivers,
Conan.
but then they wedge themselves into the apex and hang out.
Why is the AI just running into me?
That was me, and you were coming into me.
Like Conan complaining about the AI bumping into him as he turns into my car 3 times on the straight.
Uh-oh.
God,
Incident
Derek,
That's not the
behind
correct.
here.
That's not the correct direction at all.
It's legitimate strategy.
No, that whoever just came back onto the track, you cut my nose off so hard.
I'm pretty sure.
Or
it's an
you're
AI.
welcome. It was definitely not an AI. That was me.
That was pod number 4, and if I didn't grenade the brakes, we would have had a huge accident.
Well, good thing I have this wheel at 15 newton meters then.
I think you should give me that place, otherwise I might give you a
Let's
friendly
go
little
run
bump.
through a position
Okay.
check here. We've got
Have to catch me first.
Shote in position
Well, that's
22,
easy, we
doing
just
a
don't
little
brake.
bit at the beach. No Twindigo damage is not turned on. We made
Our
the
behind
call
has
to
gone off.
universally leave it off for
Has to run away
broadcast
from
sessions
Ted.
because with
I hate that it's working.
with a 2-minute tow back to the pits and potentially a
Well, I had
6-7
one corner
minute
of fun side-by-side
repair
action
time
there.
to not actually potentially get your car
Going in
repaired
very
all the
well
way,
into the chat.
like completely
He
unrecoverable.
tried to collect me on one of the straights there
And
too.
so we felt that just
I
getting
absolutely
spun
did
and
not.
having to recover yourself is
The replay will show
probably
it.
penalty enough for risky driving.
I was thinking to myself, who's next to me? Oh, it's Conan.
Goals
And
in
you just started
15.
bumping me on this straight, and then you went, the AI is bumping me.
And Conan
The funny thing is
recovering
that I
from
was
his
holding the
spin
wheel
back in
completely
20.
straight as that happened. So
Well, so was I, but our lines were clearly diverging.
So the party, in as much as we have one here, is in goals position, and as a result, he is going to spin.
The
know what
commentator's
happened there.
curse.
The
strikes
commentator's
again.
curse. This is someone last night
Oh,
at
you
the
two.
Tuesday session.
You
Actually,
two.
it might have been
You both
Twindigo.
did a terrible
who just
it's
made
like-
who did I just made
Gotta
back to
move
it?
the broadcasters to a sound isolated area where the drivers
Fight
can't
it back,
hear you
Ben. Don't
say their
accept that.
name.
Go up to the inside right now. Yeah.
Okay, there's
By the way, I had to empty your headlights.
there's some.
All right, there's another inside line there too.
So far, this all seems consensual. Remember, if you die in the cold open, you die in real
no,
life.
Now you're problem for me.
Oh, you like that racecraft?
Hello, Derek.
You're supposed to destroy the Conan,
Creative
not join
positioning
him.
on the cars.
Oh, I thought that was Derek. That was Conan?
That was
No.
you were fighting with Conan, and I
I
was
hesitate to say his name because
I
he's
would've been
racing
way
so
more aggressive
clean.
if I
Look
knew
how
it was
clean
Conan.
Space Punies is racing.
Yeah,
There,
I
did
mean,
it.
my favorite part about this actually is that the night races mean that the headlights are a really valuable indicator of where the person around you is.
I told him on episode 2 that he was seriously boring to watch.
So that is one of the curiosities of iRacing, is they don't really give you proximity indicators for other cars. You have to use your eyes, or in this case, the headlights, I guess, are helping. So
You say the headlights are actually pretty decent proximity
Yeah.
indicators. Obviously, the drivers are on big, fatty 34-inch triple-wide displays, which gives you some proximity view, but it's not the same as having a radar graph. I personally don't like the radar graph. I understand why it's
God
it's
damn,
a
Derek,
popular
you are
addition
fast.
and why it is tolerated, but
So annoyed the car doesn't have placard.
where VR and or track IR or sufficiently wide screen displays are available, I don't think it should be allowed.
No.
Personally. But I don't want to yuck your yum. Everybody should have the racing experience that they want, including omniscient god powers. Plus, you know, the race control dude in your pit crew
Uses
actually
the whole
gives you
track.
pretty decent
Yeah, you are.
like call outs as to what's going on.
Oh, absolutely. They will tell you when an AI car is about to hit you from the left side.
It's like things in Conan and Goals Land are still exciting.
I love the way my pit crew tells me that the car in P3 just went 5 seconds faster than I have.
I hope the AI are having as much fun.
My brake foot is completely asleep. I don't know what it is about this seat today.
I tried to spin on coming onto the straight, so I fell about 2 seconds behind you guys.
Do we need to stage
Bad.
a medical intervention on Pod 3? I do not want you to race
make
if
it
you're
up?
going to hurt yourself.
Not likely.
Computer, deploy EpiPen.
Oh, no!
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that.
Little
Oh, that's
Assist.
a little friendly.
little friendly straighten out.
I was like, you want to go that way? Here, I'll catch that slide for you.
That's what friends
9
are
minutes
for.
remaining in the opener.
I 100% could have just turned, and instead I was like, nah, I'll straighten him.
Leaders.
Show turning in 101s.
It's always
about
fun
it.
to play
Space
with your
Punies
friends.
turning in
Remember that in the,
high
league races,
10s. Goals not showing us his homework, and nor Conan. You can tell who cares about what by what they keep up on their black box.
it is giving us last lap times though, so. it looks
Oh,
like
that's
Conan's
fair. Yeah,
running
101.
about a 101.
101, yeah, and this is pretty even splits here. Everyone's racing very consistently.
It's a pretty straightforward track. We'll talk about that a little later, of course.
I want to find an admin command for making the sun rise in front of them right now. It's fucking dawn of the second day
Oh,
type
there's an
shit.
instant behind.
Behind has gone off.
Pardon my French.
We'll have to issue the driver's sunglasses.
But don't worry, I got a helpful update from my pit crew that I'm
What do they
losing
call
time
those
with the
lenses?
cars. Right.
Those lenses that like go dark automatically in UV light.
Oh yeah.
You mean by
yeah.
rotating
big thing in the
uncontrollably in the
90s.
middle of the track?
You're telling me my slip angle is not optimal?
One of us are in first, right?
I mean, in my own mind.
It's like the pack has caught up to our intrepid drivers and the blue flags have started to be issued.
There's like a lighting
Which
visual glitch as you go
means
down the
Ted
stretch.
Carter's gonna
All
start
this
seeing them here
headlights
any
that
minute.
Come on, or maybe it's supposed to be track lighting and it just looks like crap.
Space Puni's far enough out in traffic that he may not see them. He's in 16th. the Conan and Goals show hanging out at 19 and 20. They're probably going to see the blue flags earlier. Not used to seeing Conan and Goals get blue flags.
Evangelion. Oh, that was nice.
I mean, this is a short
I
track.
loved that. That was great. I can't see where we're going though, so I'm just gonna kind of follow.
Yeah.
Your car.
Just follow that ass.
I set that up 2 corners previously.
You don't need to see the
I literally
braking
can see
line when you've
nothing.
got the car in front of you showing
My
you.
rear view mirror is
Yeah,
just
yeah.
2 white dots for your headlights.
Should be able to like attach grapple hook and just ride it out. I always get substantially worse when I am either being aggressively chased or chasing
that you again,
aggressively.
Brett?
I think they call that the red mist. Or maybe being a teenager, I'm not sure.
Somehow everything seems a little more urgent when there's a clock running.
That is too, yeah.
Oh my gosh, your run through that corner, hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm really happy with how that worked out. That was the
Are they-
only
are
place
they
where I
wheel to
felt
wheel
like I had a
here?
good
Maybe-
advantage on you speed-wise.
They're wheel to wheel here.
Oh no, I'm spinning!
Oh, I was so hopeful I could straighten you out.
Unfortunately, only one
Please
person
don't
could
end.
make it
Good
through the
luck.
turn
Those are
alive.
the empathetic spins when someone does it in front.
So Conan hanging
they
out
get
in 19th,
rotating right
Goals in 20th didn't really hurt him that much.
That was really, really good. A really good set of laps, though.
Yeah,
Space
that was
Punies
super
out
fun,
ahead in
buddy.
16th,
I'm
dealing
so
in
proud
AI
of that
land.
pass. I was right in that spot 2 laps previously, and I saw you like go wide on the previous
Showed
corner.
in
and I was like, okay,
22nd,
if I do this
battle
right,
lap
I can
behind
set
Ted
that
and
next
caught in
corner
the
up.
traffic.
And then you did it again. And I was like,
Less
all
than
right,
5
now's my
minutes
chance.
left on the clock in the open.
But I'm gonna fight.
AI are incapable of presenting the necessary paperwork to race control to sanction you.
Their secret, though, is that they're also incapable of being sanctioned.
Oh, we can sanction the AI. We can. We have developed the admin commands to do a wide variety of unpleasant
Maybe
things
like
to any
swerve
entity
down
on the track.
Great AI.
Would you like to send them to the back of the pack? That's the thing that we can do. We can deke him
Yeah,
right
there's
now.
an AI actually I'd like to file a complaint against. I think his in-game name is Derek Gould. I think you should send him to the back of the pack.
Are
He's been
you
driving
trying to
erratically.
deke Dr.
It's
Gould?
like I hit him forward again.
Front.
It's not polite.
Derek, the leader is coming up on me. How badly do you want me to pit him as he tries to go by?
I mean, he's got ways to go to get to me, so I'm not too worried.
Having a lot of fun being a problem with these AI. They looked like they were having a pretty good battle until they came up on me.
This is why the Terminators.
Dude, please let
Skynet
it
starts as a iRacing AI.
Uh-oh. Space Beauty's taking a minor detour. He's got Conan ahead of him by about 2.5 seconds.
The race leader just spun through a corner in front of me.
I like to think I put the pressure on him.
I watched him just send it through a braking zone, and I was like, oh, I guess that's the line. So I followed him, and then he just spun out. I believe I'm in front of you now, Ted.
Well, the guy who
Anything?
is now
She was
fighting for
rattling a
second
little. I
place,
think
I
it's
have
somewhere
just
in the
been
front,
making
but-
the rudest defensive
Alright.
moves on, so
We'll
he
have to
can't
check
get
it-
past
check
me
it
like a
later.
back mark.
It's not rattling in any of the places that I
You should
care
come up
about,
there
but
and
it's
we should
annoying
battle.
me.
Every time he goes for it, I just slice his
It's
nose
a weird problem to know which parts of the
off.
pod you care if they're rattling or not.
Capable of coming up there and
You're gonna make me come back there?
Almost everybody in relative now. There we go. We've got 2 minutes left on the clock, and the standings as they are Shote in pod 1 holding 22nd.
Why don't you come out here on the outside of the track? There's some really nice dirt for rally driving.
Brett right behind him in 23rd. We've got Space Punies in 19, Goals in 20, and Conan in 18. So once again, our humans are kind of holding a human pack, letting the AI wash over them as a wave. Also noticed you can't really get more than 100 miles an hour out of the GR86.
Yeah.
So it's almost like it's like a Formula V with air conditioning. And I suppose anti-lock brakes. And I suppose traction control. So basically what I'm saying is not at all like a Formula V.
But also, this track doesn't really have the super long straights. It's a pretty short track.
We've just cleared a minute left, which means we're about to see some white flags.
All right, John, get up here and let's enjoy our time together on this last lap.
Oh boy, Ted, you have so many AI friends.
You really do.
We can ruin that race at least.
They're
Yeah,
they're
let's
conspiring
ruin some
against
shit.
the AI. This is the sign of our decade.
Team racing, right?
Blue flag, I wonder who that's for.
A little bit of physics alteration on the side of the AI there. Oh dear. Whoa, wow. He's swimming.
Did he pit you?
He sure did.
It's a shame to cut away from that. Oh, jeez.
I mean, I
that's
was
gonna
definitely
be
back.
last laps for everyone. See, 1 white flag, 2 white flag. Goals having some his experienced G-lock.
Technical difficulties with the AI there. To be fair, I was pushing him into the pit wall, coming from the main straight.
There.
Just closing his pocket. He decided he had enough of it.
Holds it together. Nice job, Shote.
Oh, I guess there was I thought that was you, but that was the AI.
Yeah, I think you got it. The checkup on the last corner.
Man,
I've stalled.
there's not nearly enough track lighting on this track, if we're being honest.
This is a pretty rural track. I mean, it's kind of out there.
Yeah, like 50 miles southwest of Tokyo or
I'd
thereabouts.
say more
It's-
like 200.
Goals, we pay for those.
Get him back. I'm okay.
Oh, that was hot in my office. Hang on.
Do you think we sprung for rental insurance? Like, it's coming out of my Geico. Could I get a standings page, please? Conan's got one up. Let's take a look. The top obviously masked, but that's okay because I don't think any of us live there. Dr. Gould in the 14th position is going to be the first of our human adversaries here, followed by Conan in Pod 4, Space Punies in Pod 2, Ted out in the internet land, and then Goals and Shote bringing it up. Brett, who experienced some technical difficulties at the back, did he ever get back in, the D-session back in, or is he?
Did I hear correctly? That we're
Okay,
switching to
great.
D4 next?
Okay.
All right, well, let's send him to the green room. And oh no, we don't need those up here, do we? There we go.
Yeah.
And let's
all right.
let's do the thing. Welcome to Tonight We Race, Seattle's secret underground racing laboratory. Secret because if you saw our YouTube engagement, you'd have trouble coming to any other conclusion.
Underground because we are in fact below grade level by 3 inches.
It's true, we checked. The racing bit, we hope at this point, will be pretty self-explanatory.
And lab because here at Tonight When We Race, we want to push the boundaries of what a few people can do with 4 high-end simulations in tight proximity. They are far enough apart, though, that the drivers can't reach each other unless they're wielding weapons or something.
It was a principal design constraint for setting up the room was they're not allowed to be able to like whack each other.
Yes,
I'm
no
Meredith.
punching. Yes.
I'm the host of this silliness, and tonight I'm joined by It's a Trap from the Tuesday crew. Trap, how did Tuesday night go?
It was great. We got a lot of interesting experiences on interesting tracks with lots of tight corners.
You came back for another night, so it couldn't have been that bad.
Yes, my arms are recovering.
So let's talk about the opener for a bit. Press some buttons, make some things happen. So what you saw was the Toyota GR86. That is a derivative of the Toyota GT86, which is known by many other names from other manufacturers because it was a joint project between Toyota and Subaru, and of course also sold under Toyota's starter brand, Scion. I believe that it sold like 45,000 units in its first year, and like that's because Toyota was offering something that was just really not available in that current time slot, which is a lightweight, reasonably powered, very responsive front-engine rear-wheel drive car, also available with a stick shift if you so chose. And they got mad popular. Like at the places that I was working at the time, there was the Token BRZ, the Subaru model, Token BRZ in every parking lot, which is great. These are taken by Gazoo Racing, which is one of Toyota's racing groups, and they are race prepped. And this variant is about 230 horsepower. Again, front engine, rear drive. It's very neutral through corners. It's fun to drive. It's got pretty lights in the cockpit, and you can't really get into a whole lot of trouble in it, we think.
The track for the opener was Okayama International Circuit's short layout. Okayama is the first country club track. It's a place for rich drivers to come with their expensive toys and get some miles to put them on in the companies of others that appreciate these fine things. It's no longer used for major international events. It's kind of far away from Tokyo, but it still does host plenty of Japanese national events, and it's home to world-class facilities of every variety, if you're a member. This variant of the track was the short one, as tonight we're starting small and getting big before the night is over.
You know, there is a project, a movement to build a country club track, which is kind of what they've become known as, out past Kitsap, across the water.
Something local,
which means
all right.
we could have, and so it's going to have like the track and the racing facilities and condos that you pay your condominium association fee, so you also get a garage berth, and there's all sorts of fun stuff there. Where are we? We will introduce our drivers before we get to the first feature race. But before we do that, let's run the news real quick.
The news.
The news. Let's talk about what's not in the news. Are you familiar with this picture?
Yes, I'm familiar with this. This is sort of a local thing.
So if you are not familiar with the image or the meme, what you are looking at here is a picture of the Belltown Hellcat, which is a very, very specific wrapped RGB lit Dodge Hellcat that has been terrorizing downtown Seattle for the better part of a year. And this is its whole shtick. Like, there's lots of factors in play. I'm not here to apply judgment or talk about the legal ramifications of it. But the long story short is this guy's been flipping off the authorities for the better part of a year and putting it up on Instagram and other channels. Arrested twice, 3 times.
Sounds right.
Car impounded a couple of times. Mother keeps paying the fee, gets the car back out because that's where the title is. As today, the Belltown Hellcat is impounded, and its driver is currently still in prison.
Well,
And so I was like, hey, what might be a fun news segment? Let's go figure out what's up with the Belltown Hellcat. And it hasn't been hide nor hair of it in weeks. And so maybe this is the last time we will ever have our conversation. But I realized late this evening that, like, holy crap, that's content. We should talk about it.
That is content.
Also content, what you are looking at here is a Lucid provided photo of a Lucid California Highway Patrol prototype. The chips are prototyping electric vehicles for their police force, and we don't know a whole bunch about this, mostly because where we lifted this article from, which I believe was Car and Driver, did not have any data back from Lucid at their press time. But looking at the numbers, this could be anywhere from a 550 horsepower police cruiser to a 1,236 horsepower police cruiser. Obviously, a lot of extra police gear and hardware is going to add substantial additional weight here. We don't actually know if this is ever going to be a thing, but the fact that they're even thinking about it is crazy. I think that our drivers are sneaking back out to their pods and are going to get some GT4 practice time in while we are doing the news. You cannot keep them away from it, which I suppose is the sign that you've got a good thing going here. Let's talk about the schedule real quick. We are, God, this slide is already wrong. This is not Tuesday crew, it's Wednesday crew, because this is obviously Wednesday. You saw the GR86s on Okayama Short. Feature races 1 and 2 are for points tonight for the Wednesday League, and that is GT4s on Lime Rock in the Grand Prix configuration, which we will talk about here shortly, and then GT4s on Circuito de Navarra, the speed circuit variant of that, which, despite its name, I believe is just actually the full-size variant of the track. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. Introducing the drivers briefly, we've got in Pod 1, getting himself all sorted out, is Shote. Hi, Shote. In Pod 2, Space Punies, who is, again, the most boring man in the room to watch drive, which I just absolutely appreciate because he's so quick. Next up, Goals in Pod 3. Goals has chosen to give us a motorcycle picture to denote him here. And Goals is, of course, known for getting himself into close contact with Conan, who has also chosen a motorcycle picture for his profile. Goals, Conan, why have you chosen motorcycle pictures for your profiles?
To thine own self be true.
Man, I can't really argue with that.
I'm not fast in the car.
Speaking... So, do you know that if you cut your car in half, you get 2 motorcycles? The Wednesday League, this is their second night. They do look cool. It's their second night. The scoring we're using for Wednesday League is 10-8-6-4-3-2-1 with 1 possible challenge point per week for each of the drivers based on what we do in the after slot. And from our first week, you can see that Space Punies and Goals are actually tied for the lead with 13 points each, also followed by a 2-way tie with Conan and Blue Flag. And then that's Brett. And then finally, Dr. Gould, Brett, and Shote bring up the rear. The asterisks on the score, of course, denote that they used a challenge point that week to get that score. Things are already happening behind us. So they are prepping for feature race 1. Let's do the intro here.
Absolutely. So the Wednesday crew is all racing a single class of car, the GT4 class. This will be their 3rd race in either the Benz, the Beamer, the Aston, the Porsche, or the McLaren. Notably, we think our drivers have fallen in love with the AMG Benz, but we'll see what they take out onto the track tonight. The GT4 does have less power and less aero than the GT3 class, which is good because then we can wedge them on somewhat smaller tracks without feeling too weird about it.
Yeah, everybody was real into the Benz because they thought it was the meta choice for the cars. I actually haven't peeked around and seen if any of those decisions have changed. I guess we'll know here very shortly. We're going to be wedging them indeed into my favorite track on the planet, the stunning jewel of Lakeville, Connecticut, Lime Rock Park. It's a little narrow for the GT4s, so our drivers are going to need to be very careful about where they choose to overtake. This is the Grand Prix configuration, which puts incredible weight on navigating the uphill chicane correctly before the rest of the sweepers and the front straight can be taken flat out, and that's where the magic is going to happen. Basically, you know what you're going to do on the back half of this course because it was all decided at the chicane, which I tend to like. And so, with that said, I think it is time to bring them in for qualifying if we are still in practice. Are they in qualifying? Have you already even? No, we have not. Okay, good.
No.
Good.
Okay.
Just trying to get as many laps in as they possibly can.
Get used to that chicane.
Yes, indeed, get used to that chicane. Did we have anything further? No, we did not. Okay, good. Yes, it's qualify o'clock.
So, from memory, I believe this track actually has the two configurations. It's got the chicane configuration, and then it's just got the uphill sweep. Is that what the other one is?
Actually has 4 configurations. Actually, I think 5. And the two determining factors about the configuration on Lime Rock are A, is the first chicane in play? Because if the chicane is not in play, you still have to make that elevation change, and you make that elevation change on that right-hand sweeper that goes to the left of the chicane, and that's the one where if you've cleared about 100 miles an hour by the crest, you're going to have some difficulty keeping the rest of the car on the ground.
Right.
The other variable then is at the go, make your qualifier. He doesn't need to qualify. The second is if you don't have that first chicane, there is another point on the track just beyond that where it is possible to insert another chicane. And so you can either have that or you can have a sweeper there. And so basically it's do you want a chicane and where would you like it is the permutation of Lime Rock. Actually, I think if we go back to the deck, you can see at 5, 6, 7 there. So that's the first chicane. 7 would be the uphill sweeper if it exists. At West Bend at 8, that's the opportunity for the other chicane there.
Oh wow, that's an interesting quirk in the track.
That the West Bend chicane is a giant pain in the ass. I'm not a fan at all. It doesn't have any of the lovely terror of doing it uphill by like 18% grade. Is this where the word chicanery comes from? Asks Drain. But It Me Mousy asks an even better question, which is when are we getting Tonight We Race merch? That is a fantastic question, and the answer is the second I feel brave enough to reopen my Shopify account and get my Printly license back in order. We will. That is a thing that you want. It's the first I've heard of it. That is a thing that we will do because I am actually pretty proud of the logo and the typeface. And, patches, stickers.
Drink koozies?
Flannel, hats.
Not the whole thing.
If you're willing to spend $500, monogrammed custom racing gloves.
Ah, there you go.
That's a prize. Oh, jumpsuits also. I haven't found anyone that does good custom jumpsuits.
10-minute quality.
So the question on the field here, beanies. Yes, beanies. The question on the field here is, are they going to get their full 10 minutes? And the answer is, I believe we're doing a 2-lap quali, which means once they have 2 viable, valid laps, they're going to get pulled back out. Now, see, I don't have the figure that's really jumpsuit compatible, but maybe that can be a
God,
goal.
that chicane thing.
Squeeze into a racing jumpsuit.
There's so much speed to be made up there, but if you mess it up, you just go like bulldozing over the sausages. Lose so much time.
Bulldozing over the sausages is a phrase I haven't heard before. Let's start getting people into chicane cam here because that's the joy as far as I'm concerned.
And indeed, this is not a wide track.
It's not a wide track at all.
Woof.
All right, maybe not goals cam, maybe somewhere else. Here we go. Chote's going to make a run on the chicane for us. Lots of braking, in tight, fast, and then back and forth.
Looks good.
About 77 miles an hour at the crest there, which is great.
Yeah.
Short laps.
Yeah, this one, there's a lot of like balancing.
Goals also popping through there. He's going to hit
center punched myself straight
78 miles an hour at the crest, 79.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You would
Also, for
chug
some
a
reason,
beer at the time,
redlining
right?
his GT4 extensively.
It's a fast, tight track for a
Can we do the Magic Course
car.
circuit? No, we do not
Yeah,
have access to
very
that.
much so.
By which I mean iRacing does not
Also,
have it in its
dang,
catalog,
Derek.
not that we don't have access to it. We actually have
That is a
access to
flyer
every
on the
piece of
practice.
content that they
What do you
have.
do?
I'm at the back of 55.9.
This is what we would call a commercial setup.
Almost matched in quality.
Matched it by 0.026 seconds. I feel like that is matching.
It's like Conan's out.
No,
He's
it's
got
too
his
slow.
laps in. Conan, how'd you do there? For 57?
Everyone else is so tight.
57.8 isn't the
We were
worst.
I mean,
Until you see-
everybody
Pretty
else
close.
is pretty marginal.
It is canonically third from the worst. I'm trying to make you feel better, man. Jeez.
There's no positive feedback here.
56 flat.
We have thinned the field a little bit. There are not as many AI cars running the track.
Yeah, for feature races, the Wednesday crew has agreed to 4 AIs and no more, which is
that
enough to
second lap
keep it
didn't count, that's a
spicy and
bummer.
more opportunities for wheel-to-wheel, but less.
Yeah, there's
God,
only.
if only you
Plus
weren't already
bullshit.
phone.
Yes.
Look at
Only
look at
one
that.
flyer.
Look
Well,
at
my second lap was 7
catch
tenths
that.
faster.
The remote boys are just out here on the gas.
Yeah, it turns out having my chair like stay in one place is actually really helpful.
All right, bring him in.
I always knew you had it in you.
Oh, look, an AMG.
Look at that.
You know, Fanatec equipment's just better. That's the thing. That's the takeaway.
Ted, you are 0.013 faster than me.
Now, my actual fastest
See, they
lap
are
was a 56 flat.
Comparing stats already.
Well, so was mine. But
It's a very competitive group.
race-
Again,
in a race,
the
I'll be
majority
doing
of the
50
Wednesday
now.
night group was actually ripped directly from an existing
a lot
racing league
slower
that
on a
Conan
race
ran,
for some reason.
or at least
I
had
would be
some
doing
amount of
59s, but I have to-
responsibility for.
Canonically, I have to aim for 69-second lap time.
Because the only thing I know is choking under pressure.
Double checking in here. What are we?
Stoking under pressure?
That's right.
Can you
Or
check
as you
check
like
with
to
the
say,
remotes? Are they
hop 'em
actually
off,
waiting for
boys.
someone, or is it really going to time out the entire 5-minute?
Is anyone remote still racing?
Yeah.
All right, just advance the button.
No, it should be live.
Yeah, I think we're all done.
And
we'll have
we're
admin
running in pod
force.
comms today, correct?
We are running in pod comms. In fact, this is probably the first night where all of the communication systems are working correctly. I hope I didn't curse anything by saying that. In the grid,
Boy, we have a rolling start again.
it is a rolling start. You are going to need to not go ham.
I'm P2.
Don't pass that pace car.
And I
MP1.
can also tell you from experience that this is at Lime Rock, the pace car will roll off, and you will not get the green.
P
Please wait
stands
for the green.
Problem.
Yeah, P number 2.
What's Skillsoft? Should I know that?
I need to map my horn.
I don't know.
Keep switching. I keep switching back and forth between steering wheels. When we drive the older cars, I use like a
The
round
crawl
wheel,
has
like,
begun.
But then I forget, like the button map are different, like for iRacing, so it's really frustrating. Like the button.
Goals
registers different
pantomiming
things,
getting
then,
some
like,
heat
they
into
never
his
do the same
tires.
thing.
Yeah, switching context.
Yeah.
I like the way it's like stay behind the 6 car, but the 6 car is not clearly indicated anywhere as to which car is the 6 car.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Silly,
like,
there's no such thing as
UI
6.
issues with this game.
It just doesn't do the quality of life stuff that ACC does to like handle the stuff that would otherwise be really easy in real life, but is difficult through the virtual layer.
Car 1 clearly has a nice 1 on its bumper.
Okay, ready for an accident?
I think we should call out that
Chicane here.
when Evo drops
been
next
more
year,
ready for an
that may
accident in my
be
life.
that may be an
Yeah,
option
this
for us.
chicane's not gonna. I'm just gonna go ahead and single file this.
It's just taking over the ground.
Okay, okay, hold on. Hang on.
They don't have mirrors.
Oh no, I think that's the car I'm supposed to stay behind.
Oh dear.
That's the safest way to do
Oh
that.
no. One of the hazards of the rolling start.
Yeah.
If I recall, last Wednesday, Goals spun one out and then frickin' ripped the lap out to get back into his position.
Hey, I take offense to being accused of spinning that after being attacked by a bot on the warm-up or on the.
Amigo, you weren't accused, you were convicted. And that's the green.
I can't believe you didn't jump
There they
back
go.
there, Derek. You went so early.
Yeah, you just punched it.
You floored it before I went green.
Conan
I
has
was
an
like, oh, he's gonna
opportunity to
black
get
flag
out
for
in
sure. I
front
should stay
early,
back
but he's
here.
not going to be given the opportunity for the inside of this compound
Car goes in, it
right-hander.
doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. I thought you still had to wait for
Skillsoft
green.
1 not in a
Right.
good position for that, but they're so tightly bunched he's not going to suffer for it.
I believe I am the blue and yellow, yes. I'm in third right now.
Making their
Yeah, I'm right on
sweeping
you,
approach
Bumper.
to the chicane. This is
Oh
the
boy, here we
first
go.
opportunity for drama.
Here comes the first big accident.
Conan gentle through, tapping the sausage, keeps moving. I'm going to be honest, that wasn't particularly dramatic at all.
They still all have their energy. They're not yet tired.
Bit of landscaping.
Man, that last corner is real serious.
It's a commitment for sure.
In clear air and clear traffic, we theorize you can take that last sweep flat.
It depends on your line. You absolutely can. I did it in one of the quality laps. But you got to get your entry just right.
Ooh!
Bump.
Oh, you did not deserve that.
Ted, I'm on your right.
Nope, that's Brett.
Brett, I'm on your right.
No, you're not. You're
Goals coming up the chicane.
Somebody.
Wide entry, cuts
Oh,
in
yeah, I
hard.
went for the pass
Little bump on the
Brett.
sausage. This is one of the tracks where the
Right, Ben.
Porsche GT4, by virtue of being the lightest or close to the lightest,
I just got
would
thrown
not
all over the
react
place by that
well
sausage
to
curve.
taking the apex bump so aggressively there.
Those bumps will mess with your traction if you kind of hit them at the wrong angle.
I agree, Mousy. It's mostly a polite race at this
That's right. Humans lining up. Do it.
Yeah, we like the Lime Rock track a lot. It's been around for a long time.
I adore it. It's so much about what's
On
right
right,
in
Brett.
motorsport in such a tight little package.
We're going to be side by side coming in here. Whoa, what was that?
shit.
Oh no.
Conan just got thrown off his line and got the black flag for it.
Predictable,
That's
that's
dirty
accurate.
cool. Who was that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys.
We don't see anyone in his rear view, so they probably got it worse.
Oh, they
I don't
did
know
get
that
it
that
worse.
was anyone's particular fault.
That's
There
a
wasn't
that's a
lot of
hefty
time
black
there.
flag on that
It
one.
looked
What's
a
he
little
what's he
egregious,
being
but
asked?
Mistakes happen in races.
He's got 18 seconds to give up 2 1/3.
That's a multiple second yield.
Did you get a penalty for that, Brett?
No.
That's
I
surprising.
got a massive penalty for that. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Conan, you need to give up that time, buddy. You can't.
That sucks. I got punted so hard off the track, it forced me to give up like 6 seconds, 4 seconds, a lot, whatever it was, a whole position. But it got Ted back in front of me, so that's fun for me.
That's what I was like, why are you driving like that?
Well, I guess we've got a real fight
Like,
now
what
on our
the
hands.
hell is going
Dr.
on?
Gould's still up there in
Did
front.
your pod disconnect? I was so confused.
He's
Yeah,
8
no,
seconds in front of this
like
pack.
A massive penalty for getting collected on the exit of that corner.
By Derek.
I think by Brett.
Yeah, I
Will
got
he
spun
keep
and
it
then-
flat
some
through here?
combination.
Oh, you were.
No,
you were onto
he
that?
lets up.
Okay.
And then I collided on the braking zone, and then I
thought
saw
that was-
it.
We'll have to review the
But he didn't let up as hard as Ted did. He's going to try and sneak now. He's not going to take that.
It's tough. This track
And,
is there's not a lot of space.
This is the area
I
to
was
get
right
it
behind
done.
you guys. You guys both were just fighting over the same.
Now it's all about
track.
giving yourself enough distance on the chicane to take an optimal
I
line
think
through
some
it.
chicanery happened.
Unfortunately, the way we are set up for broadcast tonight, we
Okay,
can't
ready to
give
get
you the
Brett?
perspectives of the remote drivers.
What's
However,
that?
one of the
We're
season 2
doing a
enhancements
sequel?
we're going to be making is an actual spectator seat where the presenters can actually pop
Man,
through
Ted,
all
you're
the different
really
views.
fast through there.
Thank you.
In the meantime, you're getting it live directly over the wire from the pods. How much bravery? A little bravery gets back on it. Will this time be the time? He's not going to be able to make up the time on that AMG in a straight line. Let's go find some other drama. Here's some drama. With 15 minutes remaining in the race, we've got Space Punies in position 9, behind what appears to be the main pack. Conan is my co-pilot. So I'm hearing jumpsuit stickers and patches because patches are in right now. Oh dear! Oh no! What happened there? Was that one of ours?
Every time I come to that last corner, I'm like, please be more track, please be more track.
Oh,
Yeah,
Goals
so
is
here we
gonna,
go.
he's gonna. Oh, the McLaren makes a defensive move. That's tough. He's got to hold the non-optimal line. Nationwide, what have you done?
They're not on my side right now. Oh, and I blew the fall.
That's okay. You want to be at about this distance for the chicane. You don't want to be in his grill, in his valence. Going wide, cutting hard, eating the sausage. A lot of people like doing that to keep the line straight. I think it unsettles the car more than just giving it birth.
The Mercedes can take quite a lot of sausage curb.
Oh, and the McLaren breaks through here.
Oh my god.
Nim Cross. Choate coming up on the chicane to give us a performance. And race control is going to give him a performance. Oh, but not a strong one. All right.
Not too bad.
All is right with the world.
The leader is coming up on you. They're not F5.
Like somebody is in the grass.
I think Space Punies just mowed the lawn there for a bit.
No contact though, just grass.
Is that McLaren?
The McLaren's a menace. Conan up front. Trading with Ted Carter.
Just all of the track plus a little bit.
This is the fight for the second place
You
position.
do a really good job on that last section there, kind of.
Yeah, you're faster than me through enough of these complex sections, and I can't really get a good drive around you elsewhere, so I just gotta pressure you to the choke.
Oh yeah, that's the way to do it.
Man, it's just like corporate life.
You can always count on me to choke.
Conan making Ted choke again.
Joke omitted for public broadcast.
Goals with a chance to show off his chicane skills.
Oh man, you can make those curves real spicy if you do it right.
Pulling at about 80 at the crest, 85 at the crest. But here's the question. How brave is he through this last sweep? Lift and some aggressive sawing to bring him back in line. Taking a look at our lap times on the board right now. Choate with a 57.9, very respectable. Space Punies with a 56.9. Excuse me, 56.8. Space Punies. 56.2 on Goals and a 56.6 on Conan.
That was so distracting.
On your right head.
Some good times.
Yeah, this is high consistency. I'm really
Oh, that was
impressed.
not you, sorry.
It's like, I don't know who you're talking about, but we're nowhere near each other.
See that we're still chasing the AMG around.
BMW's headlights coming at me really fucked that lap up for me.
Oof, that was
Yeah, I can tell because I'm like right behind you now. Now I just have to throw it into this corner of wide.
that was Choate, and I'm glad we did not have contact.
Keeps a little throttle on, uses a little bit more of the track than he might have wanted to.
Did you see that in your rearview mirror?
Good recovery on that.
That could have been disastrous. Given how he's sticking to the rear of the Fury there, I don't think it's going to make a material
Photos
difference.
taken moments before.
Good
disaster,
line on
that
that.
JPEG.
Good line. Have you noticed how the GT4 cars do not make the pods rattle?
A lot, significantly less.
Good run through there, but not as fast as some of the others.
Sorry, he scared me because I didn't hear you.
Still chasing,
I'm not gonna eat it for about an hour.
still chasing Ted around.
Yeah. Thank you, Judy.
You got leftovers, I'll take them.
You're welcome, Ted.
He doesn't have the advantage of Ted's slipstream anymore, so he's starting to give some up on the straights. Less than 10 minutes in Feature Race 1. The human drivers are turning in some very consistent best lap times, which I like to see.
Very something.
Means everybody in clear air with no Eye of Sauron's doing great. Here's a fun thing. So that's the line I like through there.
Oh yeah.
I
Very
like
nice.
not eating the hot dog.
Leader is running 56.10
I gotta stop putting Lime Rock in rotation so that when I want to race Lime Rock on Saturdays, no one's like,
Is there an option to race it in reverse?
no, that's not really a
that's it,
thing
that's
that.
it. There we go.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Well, that is how overtakes happen.
We interrupt this scheduled broadcast to let you know that the Green
Oh,
Fury
get back on
car
track,
has
buddy.
gone
Trying not to
home.
fuck up your race by pulling out on track in
I
front of you.
appreciate you, yeah. But I'm more interested in having a good race with you.
Sometimes that's all you need for the overtake is just wait till that car in front does something else.
Mental focus and stamina and endurance are indeed a huge part of what we do here.
Like I set the fast lap of the race and then braked too deep and went off the outside.
That leaves Conan
Yeah,
on.
that was really easy to overshoot. I was also really impressed at how fast you were always coming through it. Like, I lost so much time to you through that section.
Leaves Conan on the boring hunt for Dr. Gould, so we're going to pan out here. Now here's some traffic. Passing the Beamer. There's that frickin' McLaren.
Nice gain on that straight.
Hey, Derek, if you could just pick 2 corners and spin in each one, I would really appreciate it.
Making a really strong case for a handicap there, Derek.
That's a non-standard line.
Non-standard, but car is still there.
Who was that? Whoa. Almost no view available before the chicane. That's rough.
Alright, I copped you guys.
Goals out in the open in the clear air. Conan out in the open in the clear air. 15 seconds the Dr. Gould, though. Which I guess would put him about at the back straight. Is there anyone else over there?
Someone out there
Nice
using
save
Apple
for
Maps.
entry.
Yep.
No one
Says
died.
there's a road here.
No insurance companies were called.
Incident on your right, John?
Right, did you just refer to yourself as an incident?
The future. It's
He just called his shot, that's all.
Space Punies trying to figure out what to do with the infamous
I was in the position
now
you were in and then I backed
Cross, the
out.
blue McLaren.
I don't think that was.
Moderate bravery
55.9.
through there, takes the inside and gets on it early. We like to see that.
Nice.
This could be enough.
What are you doing, Derek?
55.7.
He brakes much later. Anti-lock going off, takes a wide line through there. He's got it.
Yeah.
He's
very
got it.
I was
nicely done.
curious. I'm real happy with the 55.9.
It's all about that late break.
Does
Yeah,
he
that's a
screw it
fast
up
lap.
too much? Oh, it's
I'm stoked for you.
all about the brake balance and hoping ABS
I
does its
remember my
job.
first lap too.
Solid.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that's going to be a
Gotta
good
peg your
position.
6
And that brings him
seconds
to 7 now.
Hell yeah.
A 55.3 years
Conan noticing that the
genuinely having to
gap in
drive
front of
really
him is
defensive
getting larger,
fucking
not
AI
smaller.
Sending it on my side.
Yeah.
It's costing me a lot of time to just try not to get grenaded by this AI.
Yeah, that's very, very true.
I agree, Twindigo. That was
let's do
a
that
solid overtake. Like that's
It's the blue one,
the whole impetus for this setup is like we want to watch people in dramatic
No,
circumstances
Derek's
pull
in a
through,
green port.
which is exactly what that was. Now everyone's out on their own, which means we're back to chicane spotting. Goals wide on entry, cuts in hard. Very nice. That's what I like to see.
That gained me a half a second on my best lap.
Yep.
There.
Oh yeah, you can make so much time to this game.
The hot dog is your enemy. About a half throttle through there. We like seeing that. It's going to be a big number before he has to brake at the end of this. Buck 35. Buck 40.
Take that, Derek.
Putting up a 55.284.
Nice.
Wow.
Which,
Yeah.
unless I'm mistaken, is it's going to be a third of a second
And
faster
I've
than
been
Conan
55.6,
right now.
and I was pretty happy with that. And then you jerks.
Shote just setting a fastest lap, 57 flat. Excellent line through there.
Derek's about to do it. About to do the first.
You know, I should stop
54.
referring to that segment as there and start referring to it as Big Bend.
I mean,
I think that would make us more
Not
believable
on this
casters
lap.
if we call things by their names.
their actual
I
names.
also went off track.
The curves do all have names.
But then you have to call this uphill, which is just
That's
boring.
less satisfying. So yes, the turns are all numbered. Do they all have names, or is it just most of them?
All the segments have names, like 5, 6 comprising the chicane don't have individual names. Or 7 for that matter, because it's part of the same compound, depending on which configuration.
So when they add the other chicane, do they have to renumber things? How does that all work?
No, the numbers stay the same. Like
Like,
the
you hit that curve so
like
hard.
basically whether turn 8 is the right hand sweep or the chicane, it's still turn 8.
Okay.
Oh no, disaster! But facing the correct direction. Take this. Conan at 55.6 and a minute 30 left, lining up for his chicane. That a little wide and ate the hot dogs.
We're closing in on the end of this time here.
Yeah, a minute left. Based on these lap times, we're going to start seeing our first white flag here, probably in the next 15 seconds or so. This was solid. Everybody had the option to, or rather had the opportunity to fight it out in traffic. They had the opportunity for their own clear air. They had the opportunity to set successively better best lap times.
It's almost like they're learning the track.
This is what I want to see out of a GT4 race.
Good lap time. Really picking straight. Like some really clean.
Gonna
up
get
medium
one more
straight.
chicane out of goals here.
Hit the curb. Gone too wide. Clean it.
Very
really clean.
nice, very smooth.
Thank you. Yep. It's my main focus. It's just consistency. These races are too short to recover from a big accident.
Well, I mean, fiber
I know,
will do
that's the
that
only
for
reason
you
I'm
too.
mentioning it.
And there's the white flag. Got one
We-
more lap.
We get one more
Dude, I was
chicane
just
out of it.
thinking, and maybe you should
Squeezing
think, too,
one
about how
more
clean you're
one more
driving, right?
opportunity
I mean,
for
you
drama
think
out of the
that we're
drivers.
here on the lap lap.
Hey, I got a championship on the line here.
A drama championship?
Separate category.
All right, that's the checkered flag. You're all done.
All right, Conan, don't let us down.
Be sure to pit in.
That's rewarding. I made a pass in AI on the
Very
last
nice.
turn.
And that's a checkered flag for Pod 1.
Wow, my spotter's throwing shade.
A checkered flag for
You
Pod
won.
4.
Why did the others bother showing up?
Rude.
Check around
Actually
3.
obligated. I signed a Google
Suppose I
form.
should get prepared to record the scores.
Oh, that was quite the run.
Ooh, man,
Sweaty.
too bad about that spin. That was a really clean. It was a really clean race, except for.
And there's Pod 2 bringing
one
it in.
spin.
Lovely. Could I get... thank you, Pod 1. That's exactly what I wanted. Dr.
Fun.
Gould
I feel like the pace
in
of that was
first
really good.
place.
Yeah, I feel
It's
like
going to
that-
be for
that
10
Derek
season
obviously
points,
just-
followed by
just
Conan
went off
in
and
Pod
ripped
4
consistent laps.
Hey, who's
for
got the
8
fastest
season
lap, okay?
points. Goals in Pod
He
3
performed once
for
and he never
6
let anybody
season
forget it.
points.
Hey, that's
Ted Carter, a.k.a. Blue Flag, in 4th, followed by Pod 2, Space Punies, and then Brett, and then Schote in Pod 1, rounding us out. Those were some pretty consistent best lap
Yeah, I have a
times.
few
Everybody
very
really
laps
dialed
at
it
the
down
end,
through that
but-
whole thing.
We need to
I
find
got
new ways
a
to
little
inject
bit of
drama into
practice.
these.
No, they have enough ways to inject drama into these. Let's thank you, everyone. That was a fantastic race. We will get the leaderboards updated, and I believe our racers can safely head back to the green room. And it's time for my favorite segment, which is the Bring a Trailer Challenge. We offer this challenge to each of our drivers for one
Indeed.
season point, and I say that in the script, the Trap, you happen to be first, but that's
But I am
clearly
close.
a copy pasta error from Tuesday night's script because you are my co-host tonight.
Yes.
Which means we're actually just going to advance the technology that we have here to the Bring a Trailer Challenge, and then say it's Shote.
will send in the
actually.
Shote.
Send me one Shote. Hello.
Hello.
How was your GT4 experience?
Spinny.
Do you prefer it to the GR86?
Probably. It's a little bit more controlled, but I'm still working on it.
I think weight transfer is the thing that we can all get better at in this group. But that's not why we're here. We're here for you to make a very important decision for me. Which is... I didn't even do the intro. The Bring a Trailer Challenge segment, where we lift 2 recently completed auctions out of Bring a Trailer within the last 24 hours. Real auctions, real prices, real bids. These were not shills. And then we challenge our drivers to tell us which of these auctions went for more. And your candidates for tonight's show are the 76 Chevy C10 Custom Deluxe pickup, or the 69 Ford F-250 Custom Highboy 4x4. Would you like to know about the trucks?
Tell me more. I'm gonna need a lot more.
The Chevy shows 40,000 miles on its odometer, but that is not its original odometer, and so we don't know what happened before then. If you've heard this one before, please stop me. It was sold new by Scott Murphy Chevrolet in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, my home county. And so this is exposed to manure and salt and everything that Four Seasons can bring to it. It's got a 250 cubic inch inline 6 paired with a 3-speed automatic. It was finished from the factory in Hawaii blue with a frost white roof. It was repainted in 2005, also in Pennsylvania. It's got 15-inch steel wheels, recent tires. Work under the current ownership included replacing the vent window assemblies, window crank handles, black carpeting, a retro-style stereo. It has a Bluetooth receiver.
Whoa, that's not standard.
Not something you expect to see in a 76 Chevy. and has custom auto sound behind the seat. It's got a 100-mile speedo, which I think is just lying to itself. Obviously, rear-wheel drive with a turbo hydromatic automatic transmission. Corrosion is noted in the underbody, and there's lots of photos.
Okay.
You are stacking that up with... the Ford. This is 18,000 miles, also on a brand new odometer, so we don't know the true mileage here. This was replaced. The engine was replaced with a 460 cubic inch V8, a C6 3-speed automatic under the previous owner. This one lived in Arizona, so very dry. It's got a clean Montana title now, which seems to be where LLCs purchase cars. Under the current ownership, it got a new steering wheel and a steering column. The horn does not work. This particular 460 cubic inch V8 has been overboard approximately 30 years ago under a prior owner. It's got a 20-gallon saddle tank. The engine was again refurbished then in 2020. And here is the list of things that they have done to the engine. Lunati Voodoo camshafts, Lunati dual valve springs, Comp Cams Magnum roller rockers, a new roller timing set, Wayland Stealth intake manifold, Holley carburetor, L&L products, exhaust headers, and engine mounts, a Magnaflow dual exhaust with a cross pipe, and it's a 69 Ford F-250.
So the choices are a lifted truck where somebody cared a lot about the engine, or a blue one with Bluetooth.
Yeah, no, you've basically summed up the problem statement.
Okay.
But now you have to make a decision.
We'll go with the 1969 then.
Shote says the 1969 Ford F-250 Custom, and the answer is the Ford F-250 Custom, my boy, by quite a lot.
That's a lot.
And at this point, I'm not 100% certain. Like, is that $45,000 of like engine and aftermarket go fast parts? I
think it's it's like that much higher than the other one.
I don't put a whole lot of value in these, like, we take an old thing and make it ridiculous, like that Scout that Drain had to do on Tuesday. Like, I've got a great appreciation for when you resto something and you're trying to make it as close to the original as possible. But then there's a Bluetooth problem.
Bluetooth and engine noises.
In any event, thank you, Shote. That is going to get you 1 point for your Bring a Trailer challenge.
Who's up next?
And that brings us to Conan. Let's get Conan's line items all set up here. Really screwed up my clipboard today. Conan!
No clipboard problems.
Are you enjoying your GT4?
Oh, it is so good. It is so much fun.
Did you stick with the AMG?
Yeah, I feel like every time I've gone out and just been like, oh, I'm just going to change my whole setup before I go racing, it ends terribly. So
I have something for you.
Delightful. Ooh.
Your options tonight are a 70 Honda CT70 trail bike, or the green room has just noticed that you have received two motorcycles for your Bring a Trailer. And the Honda XL 175 from 1978. On the 70 Honda, that's 3,300 miles shown. 3-speed automatic with automatic clutch, finished in candy gold, chrome suspension, silver finished 10-inch wheels, twist lock folding handlebars, acquired out of a collection by the seller in 2012, now offered at no reserve with a toolkit and a Washington title. So had we done this earlier,
yes,
you
yeah,
could have
I
bought
could
this
have
bike.
That CT90, yeah.
This is the service that I bring to you is regret. Hollow T-bone frame, candy gold, color stuff. 72cc 4-stroke, power to the rear. A Cayenne carburetor was cleaned in October of 24, and further work at the time included changing the oil, replacing the air filter, and the battery. The 78 Honda has 1,600 miles shown. Initially sold through Hensley's Cycle Center in Hohenwald, Tennessee. So it's a south or an east bike, depending on your point of view. Original owner, or rather acquired from the original owner by the seller in 24, 173cc four-stroke single, paired with a 5-speed transmission finished in black, red, orange with white accents. High-mounted plastic fenders, street lighting. The XL175 is also offered at No Reserve in Alabama with initial sales documents, an owner's manual, a toolkit, and a bill of sale. The bike does not have a title, notably, because it is located in a state that does not title motorcycles over 35 years of age.
Yep, this is indeed a thing.
And that's it. There is nothing special or unique about them in any way. They are excellent examples of just what they are.
So this one's interesting because usually the old CT70s and CT90s are like incredibly desirable. Like they're that boomer nostalgia childhood market where people will just spend an incredible amount of money on them. I don't believe that the XL175 has anything like too special about it. I think these, especially like given that it's a 4-stroke, usually the folks who are really after these are after 2 strokes. I am going to take the flyer and say that the CT70 with slightly higher mileage is the one. And I've been very bad at this lately, so we'll see how this goes. But
Dreisel rolled in. I haven't seen Dreisel here before, and Dreisel thinks that the 1970 is hot. I'm going to give you my cheat sheet for this one, which is that when evaluated on their photography, whoever was selling the 70 Honda actually bothered to get someone with a real frame and a f1.8 lens on that so that they could take a proper picture of their beautiful, beautiful bike, whereas the 78 is featured with
the finest of Craigslist.
The Toyota Tundra. So, with that said, where do you fall, Conan?
I'm going to go with the Trail.
The CT70 Trail is what Conan says, and the answer is...
Yes.
By $150.
These are all
that was so close.
Yeah, no, this is coin flip. I wish I could say like, oh, I have such a fine touch on the market, but that's somebody got some person over or underdid their medication on the 78 and thusly did not bid, and that was the extent of what was going to happen.
Well, that gets Conan one challenge point.
Excellent. I need every benefit I can get against Derek.
You have some fast friends, my friend. Please bring me goals.
You got it.
What are we doing for goals? Ah, yes. This is kind of a fun one.
Hey.
But before we get to that,
Yeah.
how's your GT4 experience?
It's still great. I still really like that car. Yeah, that's a incredibly fun track with some scary fast corners where you really gotta drive well.
I can't get enough of Lime Rock. It's all about like chicane. Okay, yeah, whatever. Chicane. Yeah, whatever. Chicane.
Yeah, the first 3 times I went through that chicane, I was like, this is bullshit. And then the third time I went through it, I kind of like unweighted the car, threw it through there, got on the gas, and I picked up a half a second, and I was like, oh, when you nail it,
Epiphany.
it's amazing.
All right, here's what I got for you. This is a fun one. You have either a 91 Land Rover Defender.
I have to go with the Land Rover Defender.
But you don't even know how many doors it has. The answer is 3.
Yeah.
And a 2016 Land Rover LR4 Landmark Edition, which means something to Land Rover people, I'm sure. Let's talk about what's going on inside these cars. The 91 Defender is a left-hand drive model, 3-door station wagon, which was imported to the U.S. in 2020. The seller got it on Bring a Trailer, of all places, in 21. That is a blue over black vinyl upholstery. It's got LED headlights, which you wouldn't expect for a 1991. Panoramic rear views, NAS-style rear bumper, rock sliders, sawtooth wheels, Bilsteins, a Mud UK dash. I don't actually know what that is.
Jesus.
Pioneer Bluetooth stereo, and rear jump seats. It's a 2.5-liter turbo diesel, inline 4, 5-speed manual with a dual-range transfer case, which means it's probably pretty fun to huck around. It shows 201,000 kilometers on it, so 125,000 miles, offered no reserve. It's been repainted. Wheels, bucket seats, bed liner material has been applied to the floors. It's got a 150 kilo speedometer, but we know that that's never going to happen.
That's a lie.
Inline 4 sends power to all four wheels, of course, through the transfer case. Rear diff was rebuilt in 21, water pump replaced in 24, and also the fuel filter and the fuel injectors have been cleaned. Feels relatively well taken care of.
Sure, yeah.
I have this one listed as the other Land Rover.
Yeah.
101,000 miles, finished in Zanzibar metallic over tan leather. Ordered with the heavy-duty package, which is, of course, a dual-range transfer case and a locking rear diff. Landmark Edition trim. So this kind of has all the bells and whistles. 825-watt Meridian sound system, surround camera system, blind spot monitoring, 3-liter V6 on an 8-speed automatic. It had 2 owners in Virginia and Texas before it was acquired by this seller. So you would become the fourth owner of this Land Rover. Clean Carfax report, clean Michigan title. So, weather. Brake vacuum pump was replaced. Power steering pump was replaced. The heated steering wheel had some work done to it. It was factory rated at 340 horsepower. And that's it. It seems to be about what you would expect for a 100,000-mile Land Rover from 8 years ago.
Wow. Oh,
what do you think?
We are deep out of my wheelhouse for this.
We had to do that because apparently you're in your wheelhouse back there.
Yeah, hey, my wheel pod. Boy, howdy. That 91 has a couple of things done to it that give me a question mark, but they are both Land Rovers, and they're both like a statement piece. As a car to own, you don't own one of those if you're like, oh, I want a good, reliable car. You own one of those because you want a Land Rover Defender.
Yes.
And the 90s Land Rover Defenders are everything about that look. But then you've got the LED headlights and the aftermarket rims, which I don't know Land Rover people are going to be totally in love with if you want that look, if you buy that car for the look.
Yeah, they look like they tried to Rubicon up their Land Rover.
Yeah.
And I say that as a guy with a Rubicon out in the parking lot. Don't do that to your car.
It's a mixed bag. So I'm just gonna, before I commit to one, I'm just gonna say this is 50-50. We don't know where it's gonna go. I'm not making an educated guess here. I'm throwing my hand in the pot. I do like the color on the 91, but there's something dumb about the 2016 that makes me think it's going to be worth more.
There's just something about Zanzibar metallic that's got you.
Yeah. Maybe it's the tan interior, but I'm going with the 2016.
All right. The guess is the 2016. The answer is $4,000 off, or a little bit over. Not today.
Not my day.
I feel like you should have stuck with your heart on that one. I think your heart was telling you.
It really was.
The 91.
But I got the frontal lobe misdirection telling me that I should go with the other one because I think it's going to be that one.
So I've got 2 pieces of bad news for you. The first is that you do not get a challenge point, and the second is that's actually material tonight. Sorry.
Well, stuff happens.
Bring me Space Punies.
Okay.
Thank you for playing.
Yeah, do me a favor, don't give him a championship point either.
I'll do my best.
Space Punies.
What did we do for him? So many pages. Space Punies, still boring as hell to watch. You drive so smooth, and for whatever reason, you're never in traffic.
Well, I was conveniently put out of traffic by the AI pit car, or pitting me at the very beginning, so I went from like 6th or something to dead last.
I promise you we did not tell him to do that. All right.
Rude dude.
This is what I got for you.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. A 21,000 kilometer, because this is a
Canadian?
Canadian Prowler, 2001 Prowler, the black tie edition, which I'm going to be honest is still pretty sexy, or a 12,000 mile ZL1 Camaro, which, as I'm sure you know, is the Camaro of that generation, but with a Corvette engine kind of slapped into it so it can do the stoplights. And in theory, some suspension tuning and whatnot. Let's talk about. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to disparage ZL1 owners out here. But save up for the Corvette. So the Prowler, 2001. This is one of reported 168 black tie edition examples produced. Yes. It's got a 3.5 liter V6, but they will not talk about the power that it's currently producing or originally produced, and the reason for that is because it actually wasn't a whole lot. It's not a sprinting car. It's a looker car.
No, those only came in like the 4-speed automatics, didn't they?
And it's a 4-speed automatic transaxle.
not good.
Again, finished in Prowler silver and black over agate leather. The equipment includes chrome stagger diameter 5-spoke wheels, black convertible soft top, aircon, cruise control, power windows, door locks, infinity sound system. Current owner got the car in 24, so this is of course a flip. And the Prowler has 21,000 kilos or 13,000 miles on it. It is in Alberta. Other interesting things about it, nothing. It's exactly what it looks like. It is a 13,000 mile Prowler, which for a 23-year-old car ain't bad. The ZL1, which is my last page, so this is awkward. 15 ZL1 was acquired in 2015, and so they've been hanging on to it for a while. Subsequent work done includes fitting of Detroit speed suspension components, a Rotofab intake system, a Ron Davis heat exchanger, a methanol injection system,
Oh, you need that.
an ATI damper, revised supercharger pulley, VMAX throttle body, a Hurst line lock system, because that's what you do with these. Cook's long tube exhaust headers, high flow injectors, stainless steel brake lines, finished in hot rod red over black and red leather upholstery. The 6.2 liter V8, of course, sourced from the Corvette, 6-speed manual, which is nice with a limited sliff out back. 12,000 miles now offered with an owner's manual service record, car cover, and this is important, 2 cans of methanol, spare set of wheel and tires.
How much is methanol going? Okay.
I have a really good question. And a clean Idaho title. We haven't had an Idaho title.
I mean, what do you got to do in Idaho to get a dirty title?
I'm guessing it's an LLC import state, very similar to Montana. I could be wrong there. The sport seats are, of course, Recaros. It's got the ZL1 branded Brembo calipers, 6200 red line, Rotofab. It has not been dynoed, so we're not getting any numbers. Obviously, the LS in this thing is detuned from the Corvette, obviously, because for the same reason the Cayman couldn't have as good an engine as the 911. You can't put your big engine in the Camaro SKU. You got to figure out which one of these two went for more, and this is not an easy one.
This is a heartbreaker because I'm gonna say like it's probably the Camaro, but from pure vibes, I have to choose my favorite Matchbox car, the Plymouth Prowler, especially the black tie edition.
And what color was the perfect Prowler color?
Oh, purple.
It was the purple.
Yeah,
absolutely. I think everyone had this Matchbox car.
Yeah.
All right, so you're going with the
probably the Camaro. I'm hedging my bet, so I'm not embarrassed, but I have to choose the Prowler.
All right. For what it's worth, I would also make that emotional decision.
Yeah.
Because look at it. It's
Look
a
at
pristine black tie Prowler. It's gorgeous. That car has held up like almost no other car from that era. And like it was
if you want
avant-garde at the time.
snap necks, you're gonna do way more of that in the Prowler than you would in the Camaro.
You're just going to annoy people in the Camaro. Let's see how much you get annoyed.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
It was the Camaro by a healthy $12,000 buffer here, which is.
I feel strong in my value system though.
No, that's okay. I think you did what you felt was best, and we can't hold that against anyone. Thank you for playing Space Punies. I don't know why I just gave you the point. I need to erase the point. What am I doing?
It's my social engineering.
This is my. I was so sympathetic to your heart of hearts. Thank you, and do me a favor and bring me some drivers because
everybody out.
It's about that time.
Oh, they already knew.
They knew before I flashed the danger lights.
I must go. Did you get it done? Nope.
Let's put all this stuff away because we don't need it anymore.
I felt good in my.
Welcome back, Trap.
All right.
How was your Bring a Trailer challenge?
It was
any
very
surprises?
entertaining. Maybe that Land Rover, just the older one holding its value.
A lot of people have fallen by the lure of Zanzibar Metallic. You guys good on getting potted in here, or do you need assist? Everybody good? All right. Then we're going to start the intro, and let's make this like 2 or 3 laps and then straight into quali, as we are on schedule. That brings us to Feature Race 2, which I believe at least one of us is going to talk about now.
Yes, they are still in GT4s.
Yes, they are still in GT4s, so there's nothing new here. I suppose I should probably get new hood photography for the GT4s for successive weeks. No one has changed their car selections, and the AMG is still the favorite here. So you're going to see a lot of the same here, although you are going to see them on a track that's going to allow them to open up substantially more, and that's because we are on
Circuito de Navarro in Spain. Yes, it's one of Spain's premier racing circuits. It's the home of everything from touring cars to the Spanish F4. Navarro is 2.5 miles of sharp angles, gentle curves, and an exceptional straight that will test your courage at turn 1. Do we have a track layout?
Oh, yeah. I know I've got a thing for this.
Yeah.
Although we're kind of in the way here, so let's do that. One of my favorite features in any kind of race course is the first turn after the big straight takeable flat out. And so we're going to see if that is true in the GT4s. I don't know if they're going to have either the downforce or the grip hold on. I need to relay a message from Dreisel into the pods here. Hey, Space Meetings, we're getting data here from an actual materials scientist that methanol is not $25 a gallon. So we're going to include that in your numbers. I don't think it changed his choice.
So this track, though, I mean,
Oh my God, what is that for seven corners?
we're going to see what
coming out of
happens
the
when they
pit?
come out of that straight.
I don't know
Yeah, this
if
is
anybody is there right now. Actually, I think Conan just left through
What
there.
is this racetrack?
But yeah, those
I don't
turns
know.
are
I don't
sharp.
recognize it.
I'm hearing lots of WTFs back there. Maybe we need to return back to the slide deck slide, which demonstrates that everything here is extremely sharp angles and painful edges. Please be careful out there. These are rentals.
A lot.
Yeah, I don't know where Navarro is. Spain? I wonder.
It said Dave. I wish I could remember literally any Dave Navarro song right now. It is a very pretty track, though.
Yeah.
They will get lots of time to look at the scenery, depending on how well they keep on the track.
Looks like a really nice place.
Oh no.
He's great.
I was like, I was behind you going, and I was like, wait, does the track go over there? No, it does not. He's in the grass.
Yes, Mateo, it is all corners all the time.
And they're
But-
serious corners, too, yeah.
Still don't
Yeah,
think
there's
we have
not a
managed to
single
catch
corner that isn't,
anybody
like, all in.
making that first turn off
Yeah,
the
there's
straight.
a lot
Here
of
we go.
radius out here.
Conan's going to show us what's what. Which is good because we need to break them into quali here very shortly.
Give us some time to practice.
You are practicing. This is practice. You're practicing right now. Oh, you can take this flat out. That's totally flat out.
Yeah, the first two are fine. It's that third one you got to watch for.
Conan taking an experimental
There's the
line
part
through turn
that
2.
you, gotta watch
Oh,
for
I guess
for
that's
sure.
turn 3. And then entering 5 and 6, the decreasing radius into the kind of hairpinish.
My kingdom for some downforce.
Fighting with traction control and anti-lock. Into the right-hand
Brother,
sweep, and
I
then the
know.
right 135 degree. Surprise, it's a turn.
That one's cool looking at it.
Little bit of a straight to give your engine a workout.
And then we didn't think one right-hand 135 was
did
enough,
I
so
do
we
all
put a
that in
second
front
one
of-
right after it.
Me, I think.
And a decreasing
AI
radius
car.
sweep into, you guessed it, a left-hand 135
Red
degree.
AMG. That's
Yeah.
Brett.
You know, when I set this up, I thought it was novel, but now I just realize I've been cruel. Checking in on pod 3 with goals. Oof. A lot of rumbling from back there. We're sure everyone's okay, though. Ejected safely into space. All right, they've got lap times and they've got splits. Let's get them into the qualifier.
Brutal. Now that you know what you're in for.
Look, man, every minute we're down here breathing, we're increasing the CO2 count in this room.
It's okay.
All right.
Oh my god, that fucking.
Oh man.
Yeah, the way the wheel goes numb when the session ends.
Like it just jerks back to center.
So once again, it's going to be our 4 pod locals, our 3 remotes, and 4 AIs to keep them honest. Although they are given the privilege of the lone qualifier.
We get 2 laps again.
2 laps
Yeah.
and don't cross the right line on it.
It's interesting to see the different eye lines they've chosen for their cars. Is that a function of the cars, or are we...
So there's actually 3 different configuration settings in play here. The first is the horizon line, which is where the graphics engine places the literal horizon of the 3D representation of the world on the screen, which is important for setting because since we have angled interior displays, it needs to know where the driver's eyeball is so it's doing the angle conversions correctly.
Okay.
The second is the virtual driver's head height within the cockpit, and we let the drivers. So the eye line needs to be set where your eyes are, or other things doesn't work.
Right.
But their virtual height within the cockpit, we let them decide where that is, whether they want to catch some steering wheel, or whether they want the side view mirrors to line up correctly, or whatever effect they're trying to produce for their own driving experience. We let them choose that. The last is the field of view. And iRacing does something nice, which is that it lets you plug in all of the distances, angles of screens, other parameters, the size of your bezels, and it will tell you what your field of view is based on all of that, and that's where it defaults.
Oh, that's nice.
Some individuals prefer not what the natural field of view would be for the driver in that position, but an artificially expanded FOV. So they can see more things out the side, sacrificing the actual geometry up front. It's very similar to how people in the Quake 1 days would play on ridiculous fields of view because it let you see more despite the fact that it distorted the world and the distances between it.
Right.
Ultimately, we have not locked it down. People can do whatever they want here. This is not a dictatorship, at least not yet, so we'll figure it out from there.
And then I know we also have, in the lab, we've got the side monitors, which give you a little more peripheral vision, which is nice.
Yeah, it lets you go wheel to wheel relatively safely, but for anything that's beyond your halfway body mark, you're still relying on your race control guy to give you good intelligence about what you should do.
That's -1 chance at a lap.
I gotta go
It's
all
like
the way
Goals
around.
has had an insurance event that we're going to need to contact an adjuster for. Sir, was there
Time to warm
another
up
car
tires.
involved in this collision?
Only my worst enemy. Me.
Showed on a long straight and making some rights. Those 135s are brutal. You need to clip the apex aggressively and be going slower than you think you need to be. It's not a pleasant section of track. This isn't the track for nice people. This is a track for animals. Let's get some AIs out here.
So, do they have the benefit of a sort of quieter track for
What
this
is inside
qualifier?
sausages?
Yeah, so we do,
Yeah, there he
for the
is.
Wednesday League, we do lone qualifier because it's a very competitive bunch and we don't want AI shenanigans to really factor into their grid position. They will have plenty of AI shenanigans to deal with regardless. On Tuesday nights and Saturday nights, we do open qualifiers because it's just more
Can't imagine
real racing. It uses more walls, and that's at the end of the day kind
Yeah.
of what we're here for.
It's gonna be a nightmare. Or I guess T3.
Space Punies, making yet another 135-degree turn out on the long straight. Buck 20, buck 30, flat out through at a buck 35, and then into the first ridiculous turn. This one being the compound 45, 135.
Oh, that feels so slow to go through there.
Yeah, like I'm on a clean lap, and somehow it says my lap time is a minute and a half behind, or a second and a half behind my previous one where I spun.
We've got 5 minutes remaining on this section, or rather in this quali session, and I believe no one's actually produced the requisite 2 clean laps yet, which is what we're waiting for here.
Split has to go by sector, I think.
It does.
Split does go by sector, yeah. Enough to do a kindness to Ted. I can't pressure you, Ted. I'm in front.
This is probably a good moment to call out something that we will cover
What'd you do?
before we sign off for the night, which is that
48
Saturday is still
Very
light
nice.
on drivers, and so if you meet
bought
all
my
the
second
qualifications that we will be talking
Validator.
about later, not least of which is you do have to be
Just
local.
love it.
We do have some pod space available for the
Fine,
Saturday
bud.
broadcast.
Yeah, Derek. That's a fucking hot lap right there, buddy.
Derek
And if
in
you
the herd.
don't, that means I'm
Putting
in the
in a
pod.
Derek lap.
Which, as Trap can also tell you. Oh, I'm sorry. As Trap can also tell you, racing a full set of 3 races, and
You'll
then
find the time
also
to like
Yeah, it's
also
there's a
putting
lot
in
of,
the
My
co-host duties.
first college
That's
map
rough.
was like a 49,
It's
and I just
there's a
it's-
lot of
it's
task
all-
switching there.
More than anything, it's about
The brain space is a little
balancing
different
the
for the two types of
braking
things.
in those first few turns.
But one is
and
very
meeting up all
physical,
the
and one is more just kind of keeping awareness of what's going on the track.
I'm gonna bring the remotes levels down just a little bit. Our Blue Flag and Brett really max out the game when they're talking. We should talk to them about their Discord settings at some
Also,
point.
one of the tips that I told them from when I did a few laps last night was that
We've got some qualifier times turned in. It looks
the
like.
braking zones on the
Looks like
racing line
Dr. Gould once
are
again at the head of the
Yeah,
list
they're
here with a
all
buck 47.6, and we are fanning all the way out into Space Punies 157.2. Brett not choosing to provide us qualifying laps at this time.
Waiting for
And that will give us our
Doing
grid.
a lot on track.
59.2 or 59.5.
I think,
I don't know if it'll take that.
I think Brett is still on track.
Yeah, there's still someone on track.
Ben's not on track. Only. Well, I guess Ben's still going around.
Nah, I'm done, but it didn't even count my 59 something.
I think if you guys go back to menu, I think it'll get forward. Maybe they're doing admin stuff.
Shote, if they're verifying the remotes are done, you can go ahead and advance the session.
Yeah, if everybody's done, I'll just click it.
Yep, everybody's
Yeah.
done.
Cool.
Okay.
Clean race, everyone.
Let's see how the rolling start goes.
That wasn't like a cheer, that was a request.
I'm hoping they start y'all back by like turn 13 or something, because this is going to be brutal if you're doing all that at low speed.
Oh boy.
Nope, that's the grandstand.
Eric says that as soon as you see him, you
Pit
get
road
accelerated
closed
into
right now.
the rolling start computer.
Yeah, once the pit car goes off, your only obligation is to stay
In your spot.
in your spot relative to the other driver next to you. Oh, it's gonna be agony.
Is it the whole course? It's the whole course.
It's the whole
Oh,
course.
man.
warm those brakes.
That just means ride your brakes, right?
Yes.
Ride the brakes and the gas at the same time.
It's kind of a selfish thing, so I don't get.
Do drivers do the thing where they use the left foot on the brakes while they're?
Oh, buddy. Yeah. That's cute that you think that's what's gonna stop it.
You know, that's an interesting question. It kind of depends on how you come up through motorsport. And obviously, if you're driving a 3-pedal car or not. Individuals that come up through karting tend to 2-foot, 2-pedal. And often, and I believe almost exclusively, don't quote me on this, I'm not the expert here, but formula cars, which is kind of where you graduate from karting into, are 2-footer.
Did you volley right by
GT cars with a necessary clutch are obviously right foot brake, but clutchless cars, drivers can definitely do it. And like you're dealing with racing components, which are built to take that kind of abuse, and so a little extra overlap between the brake and the gas probably isn't going to break anything in a racing context. But this is this also seems like one of those things where you're going to get a different answer from Skip Barber Racing School versus Ray's versus like wherever you happen to go in.
I thought you and the person in front of you were AI.
I can tell you what they tell you at the karting place downtown, which is don't touch both at once.
Don't touch both at once. All right. And part of the reason I ask is sometimes it is nice to sort of get on the gas a little quicker as you're letting up on the brake.
We have the pedal decks on the pods arranged such that 2-foot is possible and comfortable. We would arguably shift everything to the right slightly if we wanted an exclusively right foot experience.
I think I got one full rep cycle.
Is everybody where they're supposed to be here? Looks like they were patching it back up.
They've got the green warning coming up.
Well, the pace car just went off. Now they just need to stay in order.
You are a mile ahead of the bot in front of me that I have to stay behind. Oh my god, what the heck?
Okay, a little bit of drama up here. I think the first car just threw a brake check into the column.
Damn it, I got a
Deciding
black
that
flag because
they needed to hold some position.
Yeah, I think you got that timing wrong.
That guy's being a dick.
Ahead.
Can we get a clear on the penalties?
Can we get a clear on the penalties?
So we discussed that we think that iRacing has some race control options here.
We do, but it requires doing it from a pod.
Ah.
And at no point did we agree that people would not be subject to their penalties.
I'm not seeing any black flags, so
we're not seeing. We're not seeing the dreaded green black.
Nice man. Just making a move on some man. But this guy's to my right. I feel like he's gonna pick me.
traffic is definitely playing a factor
I
here.
think it's coming up.
Unfortunate traction control mishap.
Relation to where it is on track.
A 0.1 second penalty. Goals with a nice line here.
Yeah, it's there.
That's right here.
Yeah.
Bye, Derek. I'll see you in a couple laps.
Looks like Dr. Gould picked up a penalty on that entrance, or on that exit rather. Guessing he's got a 20-second to serve.
It was a legitimate strategy.
And that means it's 1, 2, 3. iRacing's director of sales, Angela, in the first position, followed by Ted, and then Goals in pod
Huge
3.
comeback if I get anything out of this.
Yet another McLaren that we have to hunt down.
us like only a couple seconds more than the gap you had on us.
I did try to call out that you were like shooting off into the distance, but I guess it didn't catch it in time before it made iRacing mad.
Yeah, it,
Very nice, very controlled through there.
how do I... Oh, can I just go? Oh.
So a lot of turns on this track.
I expect people are going to be very tired at the end of this one.
Oh, I would expect so.
Crap, I forgot to tell it not to do anything. so it
Anything of
serviced
interest to
me,
note
and now
about
I have to
the
start
weight
off.
transfer on this car,
Yes,
on these
that is
cars?
true.
Okay.
Well, so they're all
not,
built
like,
to be
gonna a full
effectively
like,
neutral.
On the right side, you
If they manage, like it's a relatively wide track, the curbs are not particularly high.
now really like your racing.
There aren't any hot dogs at the apex.
He was like, all right,
Like the Benz is obviously still going to feel heavier than everything else here, but this the weight isn't going to hurt them, and the additional weight transfers are going to hurt them here.
All right, here we go. Come back.
I hope you come out on the racing line. You might come out on the racing line directly in front of us.
Well, I'm already out.
Okay.
That's on
The
me.
track.
Right, if you got pace on me, buddy, I'll give you all the space in the world if you give me communication.
Sure.
Pod 4 in traffic on the straight through the grandstands. Conan looking to pick up some position.
Getting a little bit of a draft.
He's following the 300 car, which is
Who's
Thomas
your rival?
Leva,
What did they
the
have? to offer?
AI. Looking for the opportunity to fight it out with Brett and Goals, who are just ahead by a few seconds. Goes for the inside, hopes he can take the compound, gets the apex, and Thomas
Still fighting for it.
is still fighting for it. Look at that.
Keep to the left.
There's just enough turns here, and they're just severe enough that you have to be thinking two ahead and where you want your relative car position to be. The Beamer pulling ahead. Beamer's got to steal that apex. Yep.
Yes, you two. Keep fighting up there.
Oh my god, I'm just like, this fucking AI is he really wants it, put it that way.
Show keeping pace with the pack. 6 seconds off of Space Punies. And there's a mess up ahead.
Now my race is really over. I just spun.
Alright, well, next
Just
one.
getting all of your admin done, really, right?
I mean,
Excellent
they're still,
turn
like,
through
15
there.
seconds behind me, so not a big deal, but
There's an
we'll see.
increment ahead. Clear on the right.
Space Punies wheel to wheel with the Aston. I don't think he can see you.
Much space on me on that sector. Good job.
Just that turn.
Oh, really? Yeah, I was like, I noticed a second before you were like a second and a half back, and then I looked at you, took up my entire view here. I was like, oh god.
The Wrangler Aston. These are when I think of Aston Martin, I don't think of jeans.
Oh my god, this AI just drove me fully off the road and spun me. That is
I'm sure you've seen that meme if a car was wearing jeans. How would they
How they wear the jeans.
that was so gnarly.
I think the GT4 cars in particular, they all wear them on the bottom.
bottom half? Yes.
It was full track position. I was like completely ahead of it, and then it just slammed into the back of me and spun me around.
Yeah, they will just do like a
Way deep at a corner exit.
masterful pit maneuver on you.
Like
if you're
my
side by side
choices,
with it.
my choices there were go half a second slower a lap than I'm capable of going and stay behind the AI, or get spun. That's a real bummer.
He's slowing you down, Ben.
He thought about it. He thought about it.
Good luck passing her.
We can do this together, Brett.
Team orders.
I mean, with the exception of Dr. Gould, who's out in front, it looks like a pretty tight grouping.
I think so. Dr. Gould is out in front from the relative position, but he's still eating some penalty. So
Oh,
I
right,
believe he is
right.
technically in the 11th position here.
Yeah, very cool.
That may impact his standings
Yes.
in the league.
Then it's only 2.5 seconds
We're
back.
going to have to tally up the scores to be sure.
To be in the same exact position you were against this AI.
Well, I hope you have a better time than I did, because that.
Goals now in a solid second place with only iRacing's director of sales in front of him. Steals the apex,
Yeah, that's clean.
but it wasn't enough.
Fast enough that it was clean, yeah.
Couldn't get back up to speed.
Track is smooth and uncomplicated enough that you can take that wider
I know
line
they're
through
gonna
there and
break
hold
through
speed.
here. I usually don't.
Is this the moment?
This is the late break, and
What? Yeah, they're pushing steering.
I think he's
Hit me.
not giving up the line. Can we get race control to throw a flag here? Forcing Angela out, but the pit. Oh, oh no! Oh wait, hold on. No, hold on. This happened.
That fucking AI.
Dude, that AI is
Angela, if you're watching, I think we have a complaint we'd like to lodge with your AI developer.
Three of us in that fucking lab.
The drama's here now.
Yeah, I'm behind Conan.
What did that do for our standings? Let me see if I can find. I know we said be nice to the AIs, but I think McLaren's are open season.
No, it's okay. Like, I'm not going to say I know how it feels.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of it was relatively clean. And all that. Watch it, Conan. Holy shit, buddy.
I can't believe we made it through that wreck.
Dude, just don't do me dirty like that.
You guys were all just being everywhere in the track, and I was able to.
This is why you don't do that. You don't know.
it's unknowable.
We had this conversation last week. I think if the GT4 crowd would like to play with AI contact viable, we might need to change the damage model or the penalty structure. Or just get rid of the AIs.
Yeah, I think there's an argument to just drop the AI.
Keep it up. We're in a great spot.
Did everybody get that from their race engineer?
I did.
All right, so it's 1, 2, 3, Ted goals Conan.
Getting the black flag and having to serve like 40 seconds.
The goals
in
gap
pit.
is about 3 seconds.
I'm going off track. I don't know where I'm going off track, but it seemed like there was a pickup over there. Some kind of power up, turbo zone.
Conan went for a power up. Checking in on lap times. Show with a 152.3. Space Punies with a 151.1. We can't see goals best, but his last was a 158 and a 155. Conan, obviously the knife fight out there is impacting people's ability to turn in quality laps.
I'll tell you the same thing I told Brett, which is if you have pace on me, let me know and I will give you all the space you need.
Are you in front of me right now?
Yes.
I do not have face on you at the moment, but I will tell you if I start making up time.
Goal still chasing down the leader.
So his last turn-in was a 149, and at that pace, I think it's doable. We of course can't see Ted's splits from here.
Ooh, I did that really poorly.
And do we have the wheels set to 15?
We're letting the drivers make that determination. I believe that some people leave it where it is and some people take them to 15.
You guys just let me do my own thing up here. I'll tilt and spin, and you can just have it. Okay? You don't have to get aggressive. Just let me do my
It genuinely produces a workout on a track like this. Looks like the Conan fight's heating up.
Same spin system.
Don't know why I called it the Conan fight. He's behind.
Dude, she's just evil as all hell. Spinoli. At least it's in the name.
But I am the Scorpion. I've got slightly better drive than me, Ben, so this is just one more lap of terror for both of us.
I was gonna say I'm consistently doing like 2/10 per lap faster, and you're still there.
Conan turning in a 149.
We welcome to the 149 Club. 149.5, 149 flat. This is still where the fight is. Conan sawing at the wheel.
I lost it there.
Oh, if he had a better line on that exit, that would have been the one.
Oh,
Sorry. You're fine.
forced into the outside line.
But
I was like trying to turn away, but you brought my bumper just enough, and yeah, you're fine. We got it.
Goals recollecting his
We
position.
need to not be fighting each other.
I'm going to give me drive on this one and I'll push it.
Conan darting to the inside, but not quite enough distance. The pace on Ted, looks like we still got 7 seconds out there. As I believe Conan and Goals have correctly identified to each other, if they spend their time in this defensive push, they are not going to clear that time. On the other hand, seconds worth points too, so
It's true.
everybody has to make some decisions.
Yeah, Ted.
That's really good. I don't know where that lap came from.
I'm supposed to be setting fast laps back here. Come on.
And
I
then
believe
more
you're
right.
fully capable of it.
All the rights.
Ted momentarily out of view in this massive twisty with hills in the middle. Time still reading about 7 seconds.
Well, I picked up almost 3/4 of a second at that corner.
Yeah, I moved that one in exactly the same way you did.
I feel like they are adapting to this course fairly well.
I think so,
Well, I
but
meant, like,
they've
3/4 of a
got
second in the right direction.
4 minutes remaining in this race. Oh, show with a 152.1. Nice. They've got 4 minutes left in this race, and 7 seconds is only going to happen. Well, I mean, you can do the math. That's
Yeah.
we basically got 3 laps
3
left.
laps left.
3 laps left, and that's going to be a second and a half, 2 seconds per lap to make up here. We're in the territory of miracles or Ted eating a corner.
Which can happen.
1.3 up.
Can't happen, but there's no hot dogs. Can't eat a corner with no hot dogs.
$148.1.
148.1.
So
Look at that.
picking up some time, but will it be enough?
Well, he's taken a second off of Dr. Gould's time here from the same position in the last lap, but I have no doubt that if we had 20 more laps, this would be doable, but we don't.
How much difference is there in the cars, other than weight?
I mean, it really depends on what you consider a material difference. Like, obviously, their power to weight ratio is approximately the same. So there's something here called the balance of performance, which is that they all bring different traits to the track, and the homologation rules for GT4 kind of say like what are the boundaries in which you can play around with the car. They bring different weight configurations, different engine placement, different power output. The engine types are different. The aspiration is different, so they deliver those power. They deliver that power differently. They're running different sets of electronics. The engine computers are running different software, different algorithms for traction control, anti-lock brakes, and whatnot. They definitely have their own characters. They have their own different suspension systems and whatnot. If you drive each of them for long enough, you will be able to know by feel which one you're in. But if you want to zoom out to the macro, are they competitive cars with each other? Yes.
Okay.
I'm sweating buckets.
Dude, I am
So you can turn in a good time with any of these cars.
Oh, good Lord, yes. And obviously, in any racing, especially esports racing situation where you're running an entire class together, you're going to have a bad time if the cars are materially different from each other in terms of balance of performance. And so while one may definitely do well in tracks with lots of long straights and another might do well in tracks with very polite curbs and corners, over the course of a season of all hypothetical tracks, they're going to be about even.
Okay.
But as Trap, you're a gamer, you know that balance is hard.
Oh, absolutely.
Balance is hard.
It's hard.
At least now I learned
People are
that
gonna whine about the meta until they know the meta, and then they're gonna complain about the meta, and then the meta changes, and the whole cycle starts again. So
Yes.
we're seeing some white flags out there.
It's in one of the dash menus.
Yeah, dude.
At the end of the day, as we predicted, Goals made up about a second a lap there, but just doesn't have the time to make it happen.
Laps.
Conan sitting back there in the saddle watching it.
Oh my God, Conan.
Space Beauty's gonna finish in position 8, barring any drama here, and Shote in position 10.
On the edge of traction.
We'll be on the edge of traction back there.
Conan's like, I'm ending!
Dr. Gould 15 seconds behind the pace.
How we say that, Conan?
He also could have made up for his penalty in a race with infinite laps, but that is not happening.
AI spun me.
They do it.
Goals with the checker.
Goals with a checker.
AI as I reasonably could there. Dude, you were. I am so sweaty from the crashing.
Yeah, that's a fun track. When's that?
AI fucked everyone all the way down the border.
Yeah.
The only one that AI didn't. Thanks for plumbing the start.
Oh my God.
Wow. And Derek just casually running off the second best of us.
That felt.
Shote bringing us home on our final lap, up through the fun bank,
Yeah, I remember that.
When you guys crashed, when you recovered,
and through the last stretch.
There's the flag.
I screwed you guys over really bad.
And Feature Race 2 is over. Let's go find ourselves a scoring screen here, frankly. Hey, Space Punies, could I get a score screen, please?
Because yeah, I know.
Thank you.
Oh my God! And then I got shunt, and I was suddenly pointed back the right way, and I was
Go find myself a clipboard. We are going to have at the front Ted earning himself 10 season points, followed by Goals, then Conan.
good frickin' race, everyone.
3 AIs in the middle, Space Punies.
Derek, I'm bummed you got your black flag, but You getting
Brett.
a black flag means we all got to have an interesting race.
And AI.
Had an interesting race. It's been 3 seconds
Shoot.
before instead of 30 seconds.
And Dr. Gould with his
We had a
unfortunate
fun race to
penalty,
the podium rather
bringing
than a fun
up the
race to
11th
the
position.
I'm 100.
We will tabulate the results before the next week and update the slides, but what that means is, of course, that we are done, which means we do the outro.
That's right. We did it. We did some racing.
Very well.
So yeah, it looks like that's all the time we've got on Tonight We Race. Shout out to our excellent drivers and our excellent host.
Thank you, thank you.
Also to all the volunteers and support people that help to make all this silliness possible.
Tonight We Race is a community activity. We play as a community, we talk as a community, and we frequently source content from the community. That means we want to hear from you, and the best place for that is, of course, our Discord, linked in the section of the channel. If you can keep your nose clean and on the track and the language clean around the kids, we'd love for you to add your wheels to our cold open races. The Discord is the place where you do that.
And just again, as a reminder, you may have noticed that we have these racing pods, and every so often, particularly Saturdays, we may or may not have some space to add some people here. So if you reside in the greater Seattle area and are over the age of 18 and play well with others, and can be scheduled reliably and are willing to sign all the forms, we've got a code of conduct, liability waiver, and a talent release. Again, we might be able to put you in a pod.
Cool. So thank you. This ends the Wednesday cruise second week. We will see you on Saturday night, where we will be racing drop-in races. We don't have an agenda. We don't have a schedule. We will figure out what looks entertaining at the time before we go live, and we will see you all on Saturday and next week. Thanks for tuning in, folks. We appreciate you.
Oh, yeah.
All right, folks, we're out. Nice racing.
All right. Good stuff. Ooh, I got that.
Please avail yourself of a beverage.
I figured out the trick to not having my leg fall asleep.
My leg's not asleep. It's just very tired. These 100 and what degree turns?
135.
Yes.
Where does the wheel go again?
It hangs on the side.
You could turn more, but you wouldn't want to.
Correct. At some point, you're just facing the other way.